you doing, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm pretty much just going to be tidying up some stuff. I actually got the car started. I ended up changing out the fuel pump on Amazon. I got like next day. So today's Monday. I installed it yesterday. And once I put it in, it still didn't turn over, and I didn't even hear the fuel pump prime. So I had to run a power line with a fuse directly to the fuel pump, and then I heard the fuel pump prime, and I started the car right up. Everything's fine. The car is revving really high, and I try to adjust the throttle cable, and it's still not going down. And then I had to tighten up some fuel lines, and I think that there's an issue with this cheap eBay fuel pressure regulator. So I have another one coming in today, which I'm gonna just try to change out. And then just the coolant lines. There's just some small issues here and there with the coolant lines. I heard some hissing out of here, so I just had to just give it one more tighten, and another hissing at the bottom hose, which is it's on really tight. It's just needed one more just one little turn, and then that's pretty much it. But I can go ahead and start it up for you guys here. Just like that, I have my first broken hose. It started leaking from the middle like a pin nail. So I pretty much just shut off. It started spitting out right in the middle there. I have the part number for the radiator hose. It's like an S curve there. But I re-drained the coolant. Kind of sucks because this coolant was the expensive one, so I just gotta wait. I'm not gonna take the hose to get another one just yet. I'm gonna finish up some of the wiring in the interior and just do a little cleanup on the wiring before I go get the hose, because that takes a little time. And then just a little bit buttoning up. I still have to install this. I have the bracket for it. The fuel pressure regulator, I'm gonna wait for that to come in today before I can get started on that. I'm probably gonna take the car to get dynoed just like this. I have to bleed the brakes, so I'm gonna take everything off, all the wheel dollies, take it all off in just a minute, so I can bleed the brakes. And that's it for right now. Alright everyone, so I got the car lifted up here, took the wheels off. I'm gonna run home because I have a brake bleeder DIY kit that I use to bleed the front brakes. And then I have to get my rivet nut tool to install this. And I'm gonna head to O'Reilly's to go pick up that radiator hose that they do have in stock. So I gotta do that right now and check the mail and see if that fuel pressure regulator came in. As far as the buttoning up on the interior harness here, I just soldered some wires together. But I can show you guys there. This fuse box, I'm gonna try to mount it up on the upper dash here. As soon as I get the dash mounted, I'm gonna try to mount that inside. But the interior is gonna pretty much stay like this. If that wiring there bothers me, I'll probably just get a floor mat to cover that, or some type of rug just to cover that, because that looks like a mess down there. And the 5-lug conversion. So the front is 5-lug and the rear is 4-lug. I'm gonna just try to get another 16-inch wheels for the back. I know some Miata have 16-inch wheels, swirlies, that look kind of like the Prelude blades, and I probably just end up try to source some of those, maybe paint them silver. The 5-lug conversion in the back is just I'm gonna wait on it to make sure I get all the right parts. And I did run a horn. I found a horn from the junkyard. I just did my wiring and I put the wire back inside. I'm probably just gonna have a little button. I can't really find the plug for the horn, the original horn, and it just got lost with all this mess. But that's no problem, because in the state of Texas, when you go through inspection, you have to have horn, and they want to make sure your windshield wipers are working. That's why I still have the wipers here, and they actually function. I just have to run this little hose here, because there was a couple times they actually ask you to run the water so they can see how the wiper's going. So I have a factory OEM wiper fluid reservoir that I found from the junkyard. Just have to plug it in and just like kind of connect it. This car is going to be registered. I do want to register it, get the title under my name and everything, and then obviously track it. Alright everyone, so this is how the final wheel setup is going to be for right now until I get on a dyno. This is not going to be how I want it to look, but this is going to get me to the dyno. I'm going to redo the wheels and stuff. Also, if you're wondering, these studs, these extended wheel studs are actually welded on. I had to weld them on a while ago, and I had to do it because the actual stud that I ordered stripped the actual hub. Those little grooves that those extended wheel studs go in, it actually stripped, and it stripped on one, and I was like, there's no way I'm gonna take the chance if I'm gonna track this. So I ended up welding these wheel studs in place on the back of the hub there before I did the whole rebuild of the spindle with the new hubs. I welded each one on there so that way it can never come off. And that was for both sides. I didn't want to take the chance. Pulled the car out. It's still just revving really high. I tried to adjust the sensor right here and it's still not making a difference. I'm gonna pull this cover off to see if I have a vacuum leak here, but I did shift through the gears. It did go into reverse. It did go into first. Off a hose, radiator hose, so I need to get a clamp. That hose that blew off didn't have a clamp on it. Okay, so I put the car back in the garage. I'm looking around. I'm gonna let it cool down, but I'm still having some coolant issues. You can see where it's just small minor drips from the housing there. I'm gonna try to tighten that up, but just starting to have minor issues with cooling and just hoses, stupid stuff like hoses coming off, vacuum leaks, and that's part of the deal when you're swapping. So okay guys, so finally took the time, put the dash somewhat in place. I had to take apart the steering wheel again just to put it on, but I got that back together, and need to figure out what I'm missing here for this to hold on. Put the gauges in and the covers. These dashes are very brittle. They're like 30 years old now, and you know, I have crack here. It's cracked inside in some areas, but I'm just gonna try to, you know, put the 10 mils on there to hold it down, and then that way it can be secure. And then I have to wire up the gauges. I have battery, water temp, and oil pressure, and I have the stuff labeled here so I don't get the wires mixed up. But this is a glimpse of what it's gonna look like here. Del Sol seats, regular dash, and that's about it.
Whoa, yeah, swear to God I'm with it. I don't see nobody in my lane that's quite go get it like me. Whoa, please don't be wasting my time with that business. Who you kidding, man? Yeah. Whoa, yeah, swear to God I'm